Hello, namaste and good morning. Welcome to our series of the Sutra Talks, and we are excited to come back again here, live in the morning at 7 a.m. and to know that the chapter 22 and study the chapter 22 of the Diamond Sutra, where it is talking about something which is very different to what you hear from your day-to-day activities. And before we go deep into that, I would like to invite even Dr. Rajesh Savera to the show. Good morning, Rajesh sir.
Yeah, namaste, good morning.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. And as you know that before we begin our study, we go for a short practice session of practicing Shunya, and then we move on to the text. So, as we have been continuing to study the Diamond Sutra, we saw that the chapter 21 was named as Saying is Not Saying. And moving on to the chapter 22, which is there for today, is Nothing is Attained in the Dharma. And the verses, I'll read out the verses, which goes as Subhuti said to the Buddha, Bhagwan, when you have attained Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, is it that you have attained nothing? Yes, Subhuti, for Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, I have not attained even the least dharma. Judged by the name, it is called Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi.
So here you see, Dhruv, very pretty evident that here Subhuti is asking the Buddha, okay, that Bhagwan, when you attained Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, because Subhuti is still holding on to the concept that Buddha is the one who attains Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. So he knows that Buddha has attained Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. So he's asking that when you attained it, have you still not achieved even that? Means have you attained nothing?
Hmm.
Then Buddha is answering, yes, Anuttara Samya Sambodhi, that you think that I have attained. I have not even attained the least dharma of that. Means absolutely no conceptual idea or context of having achieved something. That is what he's telling. Only by the name, to name something that is not there, you are naming it as Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. It's a state of mind where mind is not in any of the dimensions of yes and no. It's neither yes, neither no, neither yes, no. So it's absolutely in the neutral state, right? So that state of Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, because there's nothing more to achieve beyond this, because there is no more race, there is no more gradation, there is no more separation, there is no more duality, and everything becomes non-dual. And when everything is non-dual, when there is nothing to choose from, if you, it's like going to a store where all the clothes are white and somebody asks you which color do you want,
Hmm.
Mm.
do you have a
White
choice?
only. No,
Right.
But you cannot even say white, because there is
there
no
is
other
no.
color there. That question itself is wrong, right?
Yeah.
To ask which color you want is a wrong question in a store where there is no color, only white color.
Hmm.
You understood?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
when somebody has achieved Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, that state itself is the highest state of pure consciousness, a state where the mind is absolutely pure. And is what we say when somebody is telling the truth.
Hmm.
Do you ask him whether are you not having even the slightest doubt on this. How can a person who's telling the truth have a slightest doubt?
Hmm.
Because he's telling the truth, there's no doubt left at all. He will tell it a thousand times or 10,000 times the same thing again and again, because there's nothing for him to even hold on to his memory to remember himself that what he said. Because what he
Hmm.
said around 10 days ago, he can say that even today, because that is truth. But a lie always needs effort. Today what you
Mm.
say, if you have to tell that after 5 days, shit, what did I say? I need to remember. So lie can be caught, but
Hmm.
truth, there is nothing to catch because it is going to remain always. That is why Sat Chit means where your mind is no more worried. It is in that state of engagement in what? In Ananda, that happiness. And when you are in that Satchit Ananda state, that is where your Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, that's where your purest of consciousness, purest of your indriyas, including your panchaskandhas, all of them in the purest state is where you go and you achieve nothing in that.
Yeah, thank you. The verses were till here only. We had a short sutra, but we have a panel here, so I would like to invite them also. We have Venki, Mahesh, and I'll see if anyone also wants to jump in. But guys, now the floor is open for the discussion. You can ask your questions or you can share the insights which you have received from today's sutra.
Yeah, actually, doctor, this was a very short words, but we understand very crystal clear. You told us to very crystal
I'm
clearly.
happy you
Yeah.
have understood it more better than even Subhuti.
Yeah, yeah, doctor. Because and I have one just not confusion, doctor. Uh, today's era and back to 2500 era. So Buddha is teaching same thing. So there is nothing called another Samyak Sambodhi. So how it called?
No, 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 no.
Sir.
He's not saying there is nothing called Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. He's saying it is by name only called Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, but there is nothing in that to achieve.
But it is exist or it is not exist, sir.
What?
Another Samyak
You
Sambodhi.
cannot say it. No, emptiness exists or it doesn't exist.
Doesn't. By the name it's called emptiness.
No, 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 no.
It is
See,
there.
that's it. Exactly. You cannot say the absence is not there. Absence is the when there is something absent is because there was something present.
Hmm.
Okay. So your current state, when you look at Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, you have to just see it in terms of its word formation, how it is named. Anuttara means the highest of the highest. There is nothing more. No, nothing. Anuttara means there is nothing more to be achieved. Samyak means everything equal. Okay. Sambodhi means all knowing. Once you achieve that state, what is left? Nothing is left,
Yes.
right? And that's exactly so. Now, is it something that I need to achieve? No,
Hmm.
it's a state that I can do it every moment. If I break every single moment of my life and I start living in Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, I will be able to experience that all the time. Like, for example, you are thirsty and you get water to drink. After that thirst has been quenched, technically you have achieved that higher state that I don't need any more water beyond this. You understood? Then Samyak means my all that cravings that had come of my thirst have been satisfied. Okay. Sambodhi means now I know, okay, next time before such a thing happens, I will not torture myself to come to a state where I'll be in thirst again. I'll make sure that I will drink at the right time. I'll take care because I have a body which, when exhausted, needs water. And then, rather than going in that craving of thirst and then searching for water, I better, take care of myself at the right time so that I don't crave for water and do not suffer for water again. At
Yes.
least that common sense I get. So I acquire that intelligence. And That intelligence sets you free, never to go into that thirst again, the Trishna that Buddha says. And because there is no Trishna, do you think you will again fall into the trap of going hunting out for water, begging for water, being in that miserable state? Never.
Yes.
So even a simple think like this can bring you to a state of Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi even in this body. And if you understand that, that means samadhan, means satisfaction is the key. So that is why they say that through satisfaction, samadhan, you achieve samadhi. And in the
Mm.
mode of samadhi, you have the samatha that is developed automatically between that's equilibrium. And through samatha, you are able to practice vipassana. Vipassana means helps to see you things clearly. When you see things clearly, when you are seeing everything equal, then there is no differentiation left. In non-duality, there is no craving, no desire, there is no aspiration for wanting something. And because there is nothing to be wanting in you, you are free. You are
Yes.
absolutely free. Okay. And because such a person is so welcome by everyone, okay, who can adjust with everything and anything and is okay, happy with all the time. And that state of ananda, that state of happiness is achieved because of a simple thing called samadhan.
Yes,
Then
sir.
why is it that it is so difficult for us to even get that thing called samadhan? Why is it that it's not achievable? Because we crave for not samadhan, we crave for more than samadhan.
Oh,
You understand? Whenever
yes.
you will see now, for next time, you'll you will need something. Like you go to a tree and you see fruits hanging there, and you are
Mm.
hungry. You'll pluck the fruits and you'll eat.
Yes.
You have taken care of your hunger at
Stomach.
this time. But now you see, hey, what happens in future if I feel hungry? I have to go a long way. Let me open my bag and fill in a little more fruits and pluck it and put them. Now you carry a big load of fruits on your back, and then you start walking, walking, walking. Imagine you could have walked without that bag for 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers. But now with this bag, after 10 kilometers, I'm tired. Now let me eat. I'm hungry also. So, which was your hunger, which was 30 kilometers away, has been now in 10
10
kilometers. And
kilometers.
then you justify your cause. Oh, nice. I took, I was smart. I took this. And you pat your own back. Then again, you carry the remaining. Then on the way, you see another tree without any need. Also, you pack, you carry. Then you find another animal or something. You say, let me give in, catch this animal. He will carry that for me. I start using my thing and I load myself with so much that at the end of the journey, it is never more the hunger. It's all about the things that I've gathered and how to manage that. And then, with all the luxury and all the joy of having everything around you, you eat and you feed your hunger. Not for the hunger anymore, it's for the taste. No, no, no,
Yes.
I don't want this. This is good for me. No, 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 no. This is not good. This mango is not good. This everything changes
Yes.
because it is gone beyond that need. It has already started to breed greed. Okay, when it starts, when need breeds greed in it, the whole purpose changes. And that's very important. So you should understand that samadhan, being satisfied in life, is first step of stopping so that you can go to the next step. You look at any other species, every species on earth, okay, they live with this simple principle of satisfying what their need is. You'll never see a bird carrying a water bottle or a sack of grains in their back or having their nests filled with enough material so that their kids in future should not have any problem. They teach them the skill sets so that what they as parents are doing, their kids can do much better. That is how species survive. That is how everything evolves. Okay, but we are in the mode of securing ourselves something for the future, which itself is uncertain. Making sure that the kids' future is secured, which itself is uncertain. Instead of making them capable, making them strong by letting them face the adversities, we bring them the comfort, the joy, the luxury of the current life so that their future life becomes more tougher, more hard, and that's absolutely wrong. Instead, when they are young, let them face the challenges because things get molded when they are very raw,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Because if you try to bend a stick when it's already dry,
Yeah,
it
it's not.
breaks, it doesn't
It's
get molded,
it
right?
won't. Yes, doctor. One question solved my lot of answered by many of questions. Thank you so much, doctor.
Yeah. Yes, Dr. Jana.
1 second, I'm getting him on screen. Yeah.
You can unmute yourself, Dr. Jana. Huh.
Yeah. Very good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
A beautiful, beautiful session because I just completed one more session. It is going on there. Thank you, doctor. Thank you. I'm very, very happy to see every Saturday and Sunday my guru and my mentor. Both, I'm very, very happy. But sometime, doctor, because actually I missed yesterday's session because of the internet connection. Okay. Coming to the point, in other way, shall I put it in another way that we should live with simplicity?
No, it doesn't mean that. See, what
Uh,
is your need? Your need is decided on what you really require. If you require only for yourself, a bowl of rice is enough. But if you have decided to represent 1,000 people around you, then a bowl of rice will not do. 1,000 bowl of rice decides your need. You'll have to
uh,
work for fulfilling their need also. You'll have to see the ones who are weak. You'll have to stand for them. So your role, maybe you're a parent, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're a guide, maybe you're an administrative person. What is your role that you have chosen yourself, and how many
yeah,
beings you represent? Because at the end, even if you save innumerable sentient beings, in actuality, you have saved no one, because one thing we have understood, there is no one to save. The only thing we can do is the maximum is what our capacity is. And the mind has no capacity, it is unlimited capacity. We have to expand our horizon, give our best. When we give our best, okay, and for ourselves and the responsibilities that we have taken, when we fulfill all that, and when we come to a state of mind where the mind tells us what had to be done has been done, there is no more burden that I'm going to carry here forth. Okay, my job is done, and now I lay down my burden. I have finished what my brahmacharya is, my responsibility is, and now I have achieved the anuttara state, the anuttara samyak sambodhi. So it's all
thank you.
about duty. That is why in India we talk about karma yoga. That is why Krishna tells Arjuna, forget everything. What do you want to achieve? You want to achieve to win the war? No, no, no. You want to achieve this is because you want to take revenge? No, no, no. It is because today a wrong has been done to your family. Even though you are a powerful family, a wrong has been done to a woman in your family in front of the whole court, to your own wife. How about those who are not as powerful and as strong as your family? What would be happening in the streets of your
Perfect.
land?
Yeah.
How would they be protecting? No, don't let, because once the representative, once the ruler itself is of that character, then the people there will suffer. So hence, as a moral responsibility, you have to stand for the good cause. And that is why you have to stand for dharma. Dharma means following the Panchashil, following the law, making sure that the strong do not become the only one who gain, and the weak do not become the only one who lose. Equality means that in a jungle, every plant gets its share of sunlight. Okay,
Yes,
the
doctor.
strong trees allow the creepers to grow so that they also get a chance to get the sunlight, right? That's how
Thank
we
you.
have.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Thank you.
There is a question in the chat as well. They're asking somebody, they want to know Sambodhi is what? You
Somebody
had
means,
hmm.
yeah, Bodhi means to know, somebody to know everything. When you realize the interconnection of everything, then you have achieved Sambodhi, your own existence. You don't have any more questions left. Who am I? Where I am from? Why is this? So when there are no questions left, and all the answers are known, that state is called Sambodhi. This person is able to answer everyone's questions also, because there is no more doubt, no more question mark left in his mind.
Yeah. I don't see any more questions in the chat. The only thing that when we look at the verses, is it applied to just Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi or all the things around us, like suffering,
Everything.
happiness, and whatever we want? Everything is just by the name?
Yeah, absolutely. Because everything you categorize it. See, for you, having a bike
Hmm.
for your age is happiness.
Yeah.
But a billionaire's son, if his father gives him a bike, he says,
Where's my
he
yacht?
my good, he feels insulting.
Yeah.
I'm a billionaire's son. My father drives a Maserati. They have my servants have cars, and my father is insulting me. What a shame, I am suffering. Ah, that's suffering for him.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
suffering is very individual.
Hmm.
It's not based on that material. You understood?
Hmm.
For a bird, a grain of rice is stomach full. For a man, it's useless. He throws away. You understood? So it depends on what the appetite is, what the rationality is, what that purpose is with relation to that material. And based on that, you categorize joy, sadness, happiness, everything you categorize them. Painful, not painful, comfort, discomfort. This is all your mental tags that you put to things and experiences. Based on that, you keep on walking. These become your sticks on which you become a crippled being.
Hmm.
And here Buddha says, stop using sticks to walk. You have your two legs. Walk with confidence, walk with that assertion that you are here to transform your life. Definitely, you have a chance. There are certain moralities that when you follow, you can lead a good life. Not only your life, you can also be a part of a society which is doing good. In a society where everybody follow the Panchashil, do the good moral acts, that society thrives. Otherwise, everybody is somewhere, trying to end somebody else's joy, right? And that's not good. So stay away from the three poisons. That is why you should understand the three shul. The
Hmm.
three shul means pain, right? Shul means pain. The three shuls that cause pain. One is ignorance. That is why seek knowledge. Find a teacher, get to know things that you don't know. Don't just, like a mad person, jump into conclusions without knowing. Okay. Second is your greed. Manage it and keep it in the stage of need.
Hmm.
Okay. And the third pain is basically jealousy, hate. Instead of that, be competitive. Okay. That is much better. With that, you will progress. So when you hold the three shul, the three pains in your hand, manage them well. Okay. Not discard them. You have
Hmm.
to use them for your own protection when needed. Okay. When you're, going down, use the shul of the pain of competition, because when you go to compete, you will be in pain, but this
Yeah.
is a good pain that you're causing for your growth. You understood? When you know that your needs are met, but there are many people around you whose needs are not met, then you make your need a little more better need, a little greed. So you manage your greed a little more to become a more need, for the others also.
Yeah.
Now you're again managing a pain, and it will be painful for you,
Yeah.
but it is better. Ignorance is also painful because you'll have to be humble. You don't
Hmm.
know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just now you got to know, and somebody asks you a question and you don't know, then again you have to go to the teacher. It's painful. So all these pains, when you handle this very well with your stability of the mind, that's what we say, your samatha, and the clarity of the mind, that's what we call vipassana. You open your third eye, the eye which with through a third perspective you watch, and then you will be able to see that everything basically is about management. And if you can
Thank you.
manage, you can progress.
Yeah. Thank you. I think if we can manage, we can age well also, like in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Thank you. But this is very helpful in a way because it's always confusing what to do and then what to do. It's easy for us to apply to the sad part of it, like apply to suffering. It's like, oh, it's okay. The problem is just the problem by the name. But when it comes to using the three shuls, like if, we know it's something bad, but how do I use it? Because sometimes it just feels if Like, sometimes it's a question also. I wanted to ask you if everything is just called by the name, and when we share about the moral society and moral things, even that is by the name, right? That actually, in a extreme manner, that becomes confusing. Like, if that is also by the name, this is also just by the name, right? The
So,
morality and
it
everything.
is like this. If somebody is going to take out a sword
Mm-hmm.
to hit, what will you take out to hit him or protect yourself?
Shield?
Something like a shield.
Yeah.
Panchashil is like that shield.
Oh, shield. Pancha
So when
shields.
somebody when there is adharma, then you need to
Mm-hmm.
hold the shield of dharma with you to
Mm-hmm.
protect. But shield, when used wisely, can also become a weapon. Okay, so it's a strong. It might hit somebody so that he remembers, but it will not kill him. So a good moral person can be very painful for people who do not want. They do just cannot take that. So be morally right. Use that
Hmm.
as a shield, so that all the swords that fall on you, you're well protected.
Okay, Captain. Thank you. So we have our panel. I'll just take them on here. So guys, if there's nothing more, thank you so much for joining, and also the ones who are there watching us. And thank you for interacting. Dr. Jana was here, and this is an open discussion. People can join in, but with your permission, we keep the session till here. That's it for today. Namaste and bye bye.